Hi, my name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be telling about everything to know about ISRO. So let's start. From the birth of mankind, we always try to explore the moon, sun, and other stars in space. But our real journey to space started on 4th October 1957 when Soviets launched the first artificial satellite, Sputnik 1. After many countries also contributed in space exploration, and India is one of the top countries in space exploration programs. The organization is Indian Space Research Organization, or ISRO. ISRO. ISRO was formed by Vikram Sarabhai, former Indian National Committee for Space Research, which was established in 1962. The very objective of ISRO harness space technology for national development by pursuing space science research and planetary exploration. On April 1st, 1975, ISRO became in government organization and as is managed by the Department of Space, which falls directly under the authority of the Prime Minister and the Space Commission of the Government of India. The very first satellite launched by ISRO was Aryabhata on April 19, 1975. It conducted experiments in X-ray astronomy, harmonics, and solar physics. After that, many series of satellites were launched, such as IRS, IRNSS. The IRNSS satellite helps in broadcasting TV shows at your home and helps in telecommunication Asian technology and research. These two operations, IRS and radar imaging satellite, particularly helps in determining water source and monitoring weather for crops and flood and forecasting. The IRNSS Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System is the 7th satellite series, out which 6 has already been launched. This satellite series will replace the GPS technology in India and will be more accurate, up to 10 different meters. 10 different meters. We need efficient launching rockets. For this very own purpose, which each row has a launch vehicle fleet program in which it develops technology needed to launch satellites in outer space. The project was developing of sounding rocket program, which later transformed into satellite launching vehicle program in 1972. This program had such as SLV, PSLV, GSLV, and GSLV. PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, is used for delivering various satellites to low Earth orbits and is one of the world's most reliable launch vehicle. It is in service more than 20 years and has launched various satellites for historic missions. Chandrayaan-1 and Mars Orbiter mission. PSLV is favored among various organizations as a launch service provider and has launched more than 40 satellites for 19 countries in 2008. It created a record by placing plain satellites in various low Earth orbit in just one launch. For the GSLV is specially designed to deliver communication satellites to highly elliptical orbits. ISRO has developed two versions of GSLV. The main difference between GSLV series is that the second version has more capacity to lift off the mass lower than the Earth orbiter than the first version. mission apart from developing and launching geosteric satellites. And as this shows also doing extraordinary exploration missions such as the Chandrayaan-1 and Mars orbiter mission. Chandrayaan-1 was launched in 2008 and was intended for 2 years, but due to some technical failure, it only lasted for 312 days. Even though it lasted for a short time, but it adds complete 95% of its mission objective. One of the biggest achievements of the Chandrayaan-1 and mission was finding water molecules on the surface of the moon. The biggest achievement of this ISRO, the Mars orbiter mission launched in November 2013. It was India's first implementing mission, and Israel became the fourth space agency ISRO after the Soviet space program NASA, European Space Agency. Also, India became the first nation in the world to reach Mars in its first attempt. Total mass. The first attempt total cost of the mission was approximately $73 million, making it the least expensive Mars mission to date. The mission costed the place money because of the lower worker cost, homegrown technology, simpler design, and significantly less complicated payloads. Instead of building series of iterative models, they built it from the start and used many components from previously occurred missions. Also, instead of directly going onto Mars, they used the most of the gravity gate assistance to cover the distance to reach Mars using gravitational slingshot method. Even though Mars is hundreds farther than the moon, but it took the same amount of fuel needed to reach the moon. After the launch of the Mars orbiter mission, each row has received a huge amount of criticism, such as whether the country of India should do a space program when it has so much poverty. Even the countries with their own space program ignored the achievements of peaceful. But after the success of the Mars orbiter in mission 2014, those criticisms disappeared in thin air. After all, the RO is instructed, cost-effective, and very effective organization, which is taking Indian technology to the next level. And though Mars orbiter mission, India demonstrated its capability to do complex interplanetary missions. This has led more confidence in countries to trust things with their space missions. Finally, I just want to mention what APJ Abdul Kalam said, which will be an answer to critics and will also explain why ISRO is doing a remarkable job in the community. Dr. Kalam has said many individuals with myopic religion question the relevance of space activities in a newly independent nation, which was finding it difficult to feed its population. Their vision was clear. If Indians were to play a meaningful role in the community of nations, they must be second to none in the application of advanced technologies to their real-life problems. They had no intention of using it as means of displaying our might. Right. So that is it for today's video, and hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.